So hello and good morning or good afternoon. My name is Sonia and I'm a yoga teacher and I'm a mother of three. And lately I have been feeling that sluggishness and seeking comfort in alcohol and rich food, and maybe not making the commitment of going onto my mat to help transition me through these strange times that we all see ourselves in. So today's practice is a practice to help us get energized, a practice to help shift some stagnant energy and to create a wee bit of movement in our body. It's for all levels, and at any stage during the practice that you feel that your body is not wishing or wanting to do that, please feel free to come into a comfortable seat or even into child's pose. So let's begin the class. First of all, I want to say that I'm using this yoga mat from a company called Repose, and it's fabulous. I'm loving it. So it's really thick, which is great for my knees after the car accident, and I don't slip or slide on it, so it's fantastic. So find a comfortable seat of your choice. I'm going to sit cross-legged, but if you prefer to sit on your hunkers, please feel free to do so. So find a comfortable seat and find your spine nice and tall. So root down through your sitting bones, find length through your spine. Allow your hands to rest on your knees or your thighs. And let's take a moment here to connect with our breath. So with eyes softly closed, just take a moment here to notice how you're feeling this morning on the mat. And notice any sensations that are presenting themselves to you at this moment in time. And maybe noticing if you have a lot of energy here this morning, if you're ready just to get going. Or are you feeling less motivated? And then bring your awareness to your breath and just notice your inhales and your exhales. And just see if you can sense if there's a difference, if any, between the two. And maybe there is and maybe there isn't, but it's always asking the question. And then see if you can start to extend your exhalations. So as you inhale here, maybe do a count of 4 or 5 in through the nose. And exhale through the nose for a count of 8. And continue with that for a few more breaths. Inhaling for a count. And seeing if you can extend your exhales for a count that's longer. And keeping your eyes closed and keeping your intention on extending your exhales, I'm going to ask you to bring your palms together in prayer in front of your heart space. And gently but firmly press your palms together. And set an intention for your practice here this morning today. What is it that you need to cultivate more in your life? And when you're ready, open your eyes and release your hands down. So welcome. Let's begin our practice. We're going to start up in our mountain pose. So come up to the top of your mat in your mountain. Your feet are hip distance apart. And spread your toes away from one another. And then allow your toes to make the connection with the mat, with the earth. Arms are down by your sides. And round your shoulders up towards your ears and then down onto your back. On your next inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. And when the exhale comes, palms together, hands towards your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Maybe look up. And as you exhale, hands in prayer in front of your heart. Let's do that one more time. As you inhale, nice full deep inhale. Palms come to touch, and as you exhale, setting that intention. Continue with that movement, with your own rhythm of breath. See if you can link the movement and the breath together as one. So at the very top of your breath is at the very top of the movement. And as you exhale, the bottom of the exhale is the bottom of the movement. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head and interlace your fingers and press your palms up towards the ceiling. And take a couple of breaths here and just notice that whenever you're reaching and pressing your palms away, does your chin have a tendency to dip down towards your chest? And if it does, see if you can just encourage your chin away from your chest, and that takes pressure off your cervical spine. Be strong down through the legs, feel the connection with your feet. Take a nice deep inhale. And on your exhale, lean over to the right. Getting a nice stretch here on the left side of the body, reaching your palms over towards the right as you press down through your feet. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, lean over to the left. Strong through the legs, reaching through the palms. Getting a nice stretch here through the right side of the body. Checking in with your chin and see if you can lean back a little bit with your head. Inhale, come back up to center, and exhale, release your arms down by your side. Inhale, reach your arms up once again, and exhale, fold down the center line of your body. Have your knees bent, slight bend to your knees. Fingertips or the palms of your hands come to the mat. And then start to bend one knee and then bend the other. So we're awakening up our hamstrings. And maybe here with our knees slightly bent, you can sway your hips side to side. Maybe even sway your torso side to side, sway your head side to side, keeping your knees with that soft bend. Just releasing and letting go. As we inhale here, bring your hands up the front of your legs for that halfway lift. Press your hands against the front of your legs as you lengthen with your breath. And exhale that soft bend to your knees as you fold forward. Inhale once again, the hands right up the legs and find length. Long breath, long spine. And exhale completely as you fold. Inhale, long breath, long spine. And exhale once again and fold. Plant your hands down onto the mat. I'm just going to walk forward. And then step legs back into plank pose. So plank pose, let's set our wrists up so that they're underneath our shoulders. And spread your fingers wide and look forward. Reach back with your heels And I want you to lift your thighs up, lift your belly up, lift your chest up, lift your heart up, lift your gaze up. Strong through the arms, strong through the legs. Take 2 breaths here. Then everybody slowly lower the knees down as you bring your thighs, your belly, your chest down to the mat. Point your toes back. As you inhale, push down through your fingertips, and as you lift your heart up for your cobra. And exhale, slowly release. Let's do that once more. Inhale, baby cobra, lifting your heart, drawing your shoulders back, your elbows in towards your side ribs. And exhale completely and come down. Inhale, curl your toes under and lift yourself up and back into downward dog. Downward dog, bend one knee and then bend the other, like we did in our forward fold. Just pedaling out our dog here, wakening up our feet, our ankles, our hamstrings and our quads. And then with your knees bent in downward dog, shake your hips side to side. Maybe even your torso. Just see here if you can keep steady with the breath. Then bend your knees deeply as you look forward and either step or hop your feet to the top of your mat and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine, and exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms up, and exhale, hands in that first position. Take a pause here for a moment. Notice any sensations in your body. Notice your breath. This time interlace your hands behind your back. Draw your knuckles down towards the floor. Our feet are still that hip distance apart, and I want you to really ground down through your feet. And again, there's a tendency here as we draw our shoulders back and down for our chin to dip. See if you can keep your chin lifted. Taking 2 more breaths. Nice full inhalations and exhaling completely. When your next exhalation comes, softly bend your knees and reach your arms up and over your head. Releasing your hands, place your hands down in front of your feet and step your right foot back. So we're going into our high lunge here. So step that right foot a good distance back to give us that space in our hips and to help open up our legs. Our left knee is bent and our right heel is lifted. When you're ready, reach up with your arms. Back leg is strong. Bring your arms up over your head with your palms facing one another, as if you're holding a giant beach ball. And that helps keep our upper body strong as a counterbalance. Taking one more breath. And as we exhale, we plant our hands and we step in our left foot back into downward dog. This time, step your right foot forward between your hands for a high lunge on the other side. Your left heel is lifted and really plant down through your right foot. Bend your right knee and slowly bring your arms up. Again, like we're holding that giant beach ball. Palms are facing one another, our arms are active here. Taking another full deep breath. And then when our exhale comes, release your hands, step back to downward dog. Downward dog, bend your knees really deeply. Take your gaze forward and either step or hop your feet and come into your forward fold. As you inhale, hands come up the front of your legs, lengthening your breath, lengthening your spine. Exhale, softly fold. Inhale, rise up, arms sweep up over the head. And then exhale, hands to that first position. Release your arms down by your side. As you inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Stepping your right leg back and lower your right knee down onto the mat. So to steady yourself first here, bring your hands onto your left knee and really root down through your back knee and root down through your front foot. And see if you can lift your belly, lift your chest, lift your heart, lift your gaze. Inhale, bring your arms up over your head. And then exhale, bring your hands in prayer in front of your heart. And again, press your hands firmly but gently together, your palms. Take a deep inhale. And this time as you exhale, cross your right elbow over your left knee and turn towards the left. And you can stay here with the right knee down, or if you wish to today, you can lift your right knee up. Pressing your palms strongly together. Pressing that right elbow into your left knee. Lifting your chest and even lifting the corners of your mouth into a smile. And then slowly lower your right knee. Lower your hands down and then step back into downward dog. And pedal out your dog, bend one knee, bend the other. And this time step your left foot between your hands and lower your right knee down. Bring your hands onto your left knee. As you inhale, bring your arms up. Then release your hands down, lift your right knee and step back into downward dog. Pedal your dog, bend one knee, bend the other. Maybe sway your hips side to side, your torso side to side, keeping your arms strong and keeping your breath as steady as you can. Then bend your knees really deeply, look forward and either step or hop your feet to the top of your mat and fold. As you inhale, hands slide up the front of your legs for your halfway lift. And as you exhale, softly bend your knees and fold. Inhale, rise up. Maybe even lean back a little for a little back bend. And exhale, hands come in front of the heart. Inhale, sweep your arms up. And exhale, fold. Step your left leg back and lower your left knee down to the mat. And reposition your feet if you need to. You can take your right foot slightly forward and even out to the right to create a bit more space for the legs. And then bring your hands onto your right knee and really root down through that right foot and through the left knee. When you're ready, bring your arms up on that in-breath. Again, like you're holding that beach ball. So we're active through the arms, keeping the belly lifted, the chest, the heart lifted, even the gaze lifted. And take another full breath. And as you exhale, bring your hands together and prayer in front of your heart. Take an inhale here. And this time as you exhale, cross that left elbow over your right knee and twist to the right. Press your palms together firmly. And you can stay with your left knee lowered, or if you wish, you can curl the left toes under and lift that left knee up. See if you can lengthen those exhales. And then everybody slowly lower your left knee down. Bring your hands down to the mat and step back into downward dog. And pedal out the dog, bending one knee, bend the other. And then when you're ready, step the left foot forward and slowly lower down the right knee. Bring your hands onto your left knee, taking a breath. Bring your arms up towards the ceiling, reaching high, leaning back, and then planting your hands and stepping back into downward dog. Bend your knees in downward dog. Take your gaze forward and either step or hop your feet and come into your forward fold. Inhale your halfway lift and your exhale fold. Inhale, root up to rise, arms come up, and exhale, hands to that first position. So there's the sun salutations with the lunges. We're going to look at poses like warrior two and side angle pose. So if anyone wants to take a drink or a bit of a breather, please feel free to do so. I'm just going to put a bit of music back on and we can continue with our practice. Lovely. So come to the top of your mat once again and find that mountain pose where your feet are hip distance apart. And when our feet are more hip distance apart, it creates a wee bit more room in our hips and in our legs and helps them then to open up. So rooting down through your feet, I want you to initially take a rock back and forward onto your heels. And find that neutral ground. And it's really difficult, and it's like anything in life, it's like when we're off the mat, sometimes it's hard to find that neutral ground in life in itself. So just play about with that, where you're rocking back and forward, and then come to a place of stillness where you feel neutral. You're not leaning too far forward or back. And then have your arms down the side of your body. Your fingertips are pointing down towards your mat and your fingers are spread wide. So they're active. And then see if you can round your shoulders up towards your ears and then down onto your back. Notice your breath. And then linking the movement with the breath, when your inhale comes, reach your arms up and over your head. Exhale comes and fold. Plant your hands down onto the mat and step your right leg back and then your left leg back into downward dog. And have a look at your feet here in your downward dog and just ensure that they're wider, because the closer the feet are, it's harder then to find a bit more ease and movement. I want you to really press down into your hands. Inhale, lift that right leg high. And then exhale, bend that right knee in towards your chest, lifting your belly up, lifting that right knee up towards your chest, holding it for a breath. Take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale, step that right foot between your hands. Lower your left heel down to the mat, and then inhale, come up with your arms to warrior two. So in our warrior two stance, our front toes are facing the front of our mat and our back foot is parallel. Our right knee is bent, but there's a tendency for our right knee to want to buckle in. See if you can draw that right knee open out to the right. And then check your back arm. Sometimes your back arm has a tendency to be disengaged from the pose, so just ensure that back arm is lifted to shoulder height. And then take your gaze over your right fingertips. Strong through the legs. Keep lifting your belly, lifting your chest, lifting your heart, and lifting the corners of your mouth. As you smile and find some ease in this warrior two pose. And a reverse warrior pose. As you inhale, bring that right arm up towards the ceiling as you draw that left arm down the left leg. Peaceful warrior, reverse warrior. And taking a breath here. Nice full deep inhalation. And then as we exhale, bring that right elbow onto your right knee. Left hand to your left hip. And really use that to open your chest to the side. Really press that right forearm, right elbow into your right thigh to ground yourself. Keep lifting your chest and turning it to the side, and then maybe reach that left arm up towards the ceiling. And you can stay here, or maybe you can reach that left arm over the left ear. But I'm not really interested where the hands are. I'm more interested that you're turning this chest and opening and drawing that left shoulder back. Take another breath. And then plant your hands, frame that right foot. Pivot on your left foot so the left heel is lifted again. Pressing down into your hands, step that right foot back to your downward dog. And pedal out your dog, bend one knee, bend the other. Maybe with your knees bent, you can sway your hips side to side. Sway your torso, keeping the arms strong, keeping the breath as steady as you can. And then with knees deeply bent, take your gaze forward and either hop or step your feet and come into your forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, hands in that first position. So the other side. Inhale, reach your arms up and over your head. And exhale, fold. This time, step your left foot back and then your right foot back and come into your downward dog. Inhale, left leg high, three-legged dog. And then as you exhale, bring that left thigh, left knee up into your chest and your belly. And don't let yourself collapse towards the left thigh. Bring that thigh up. Keep your belly lifted. Keep your chest lifted. Keep strong through your arms. And then step that left foot between your hands. And then lower your right heel down. When you're ready, bring your arms up for that warrior two on the other side. And you can adjust your stance if need to. If you need to take your feet wider apart, to create a wee bit more room, please do so. And then just again, that tendency for that front knee to buckle in, make sure that you're opening it out. Both legs are active and strong. Really root down through those legs. Then re-engage the arms. Check that back arm's not wanting just to flop about. And take a couple of breaths here in your warrior two. Taking your gaze over your left fingertips. Strong through the legs, active through the arms. Lifting your belly, lifting your chest, lifting your heart. And maybe the corners of your mouth. Then inhale, left arm comes up, the right arm slides down the back leg, reverse warrior, peaceful warrior. Taking a breath or two here. And then bringing that left forearm, left elbow to the left knee or thigh. Right hand comes to your right hip. Take your inhale first. Exhale, turning your torso and opening it. You can stay here with your right hand on your right hip. Really rooting down through the legs, opening your chest with every exhalation. Or you can bring that right arm up towards the ceiling. Or the right arm reaches over the right ear. Take another full inhalation. And this time as you exhale, plant your hands down and step back to your downward dog. And adjust your feet. Make sure that your feet are wide enough apart. Bend both knees deeply. Take your gaze forward and either hop or step to the top of your mat and fold. Now we're going to have a look at a wee bit of balancing. So bring your feet closer together. And then bend your knees deeply. So we're going to look at crow pose. I want you to bend your knees deeply, but take your knees out to the side. Spread your fingers wide and even walk your hands out in front of you. Or walk your feet back. And then lift your heels up off the ground. And maybe play here while lifting one foot up and then the other. Keep your arms strong, crow pose. And then lower down. Come down onto your bottom in whatever fashion suits you. And we're going to finish our practice with a breath. And this is called bee breath. So we're going to use a hand mudra as well as the breathing practice. So if you want to have a look, bring your index fingers to just above your eyelids. And then your middle finger just below. Then your third finger just at your nostrils at the side of your nose. And then your pinky fingers pointing towards the corners of your mouth. And your thumbs at your ears. Okay? And to do this breath, we're going to take a nice deep inhale through our nostrils. And as we exhale, we're going to make a sound of on our full exhalation. And we're going to do that a few times. So with the hand mudra, as well as the breath, what it helps to do is the noise, the vibration of the noise helps to rattle our brain, so it clears out of any negative thoughts. So position your fingers, using your thumbs to close your ears. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and pray. Press your hands gently but firmly together. To close the practice, let's take a nice deep breath together. When you exhale, bow your head to your own hands, your heart. And give gratitude for taking the time out of your day to set aside the space to reconnect your body with your mind and your breath with your heart. Thank you for sharing. Namaste. Thank you.